To begin with session number 5, the topic would be Revolutionizing Industry 4.0, Role of Skill Development, Training and Education.
I would like to start with the session 1 actually. There was a very, very pertinent question. I heard two things in the morning. It was chaired by my friend Rahul Malodia. One word was a competition. Another was in the competition how corporate and MSME can do something together. Question was asked in the first session, but I think we together would be able to answer it better in this session. And rather we will be able to demonstrate it, how the things can happen, how a common minimum program, not like politics, can happen in the industry also. Before that, as a moderator, my responsibility is to set the context. All of us know about stainless steel, distinct, green, blah blah blah. At least मुझे लगता है कि I think stainless, I breathe stainless, I smell stainless, and most of you in this hall are of that fraternity. Last year, stainless steel consumption in India was 4 million tons. In Amrit Kal, thanks to direct linkage with GDP, it should be minimum 20 million ton. This is a mathematical modeling, but I strongly believe that it would be much more than that because there are going to be many inorganic triggers related with green, related with blue, which will catapult the growth beyond 20 million ton. But against this 4 million tons, the capacity today is 7.5 million ton, and you can understand that when we have 20 million ton demand in the country, the capacity also has to be proportionate. In addition, we have two more targets, import substitution and exports opportunities. So capacity bhi lagani hai. People like us in the primary producing segment, my colleagues, rather competitors also, पैसा कमाएंगे तो capacity भी लगा लेंगे. But very interesting thing is, as a consumer, what I buy of stainless steel or what I experience of stainless steel is not what a primary producer like Jindal Stainless makes. For example, बर्तन खरीदते हैं, जिंदल स्टेनलेस तो नहीं बनाता है, हमारे कंपटीटर भी नहीं बनाते हैं. ट्रेन में जाते हैं, मेट्रो में जाते हैं, स्टेशन पे जाते हैं, मॉल में जाते हैं, whatever you see of stainless steel, most of the things are not being made by us. So that means there is a huge ecosystem between the producer and the consumer downstream, where people are adding value in the supply chain. And there is a very unique feature of Indian stainless steel industry. Normally MSME downstream में ज़्यादा होते हैं, पर stainless steel producing segment के अंदर 35% से ज़्यादा producer भी MSME है. So the complexity of MSME multifolds. And MSME has another challenge. By the definition of MSME, somehow it becomes inconsistent with the supply chain efficient mechanism. Small scale, automation, skill challenges, financial challenges. मोमो बनाने वाला भी MSME में आता है. हम कई fundamentals देते हैं. We think that the third M is important, but the first M is more important. 95% of the MSME is in the first one. So there are certain challenges specifically for the MSME, which is also related with the competition. To optimize the competition, I heard the word dog fight. खत्म तो होगा नहीं, transactions में तो रहेंगे, but can we do something so that competition becomes a little more, we can adjust to it. I am talking about the size of the stainless steel market. How do we grow it? Secondly, when producers are X, when we expand the capacity, we are capable technologically, manpower basis, supply chain management systems, various fundas like theory of constraint, IR 4.0 will be talking about, we can do it. But the ecosystem which is beyond us, are they capable of creating those experiences or the products which excites the consumer so that the pull starts happening from the end consumer, because we are more into the B2B. So what is the requirement? I think the requirement is number one, awareness. Second requirement is that everybody who is adding value to the supply chain, हम कॉयल बनाते हैं, कोई आदमी उसकी ट्यूब बनाता है, वो ट्यूब बनाने के बाद कोई फैब्रिकेटर उसका गेट बनाता है, इन बिटवीन रिक्शे वाले काम करते हैं, आर दे कैपेबल ऑफ आर टू मेक द प्रोडक्ट्स, सर्व द प्रोडक्ट्स इन ए वे दैट द कंज्यूमर likes it in a better way and the consumer becomes the brand ambassador of the stainless steel industry. There the role comes in addition to the awareness, skilling, reskilling and upskilling. These two panelists sitting with me, it's giving me a great confidence. I purposefully requested to make me sit in the center because मैंने देखा अभी तक सारे सेशंस के अंदर ये मॉडरेटर को साइड में बिठाते थे because I wanted to have that comfort that on my both sides, those are the people who are going to address the challenge of the ecosystem upgradation. And when I use the word ecosystem, in addition to the downstream, there is another challenge. The MSME producers in the manufacturing setup, जो stainless steel बनाते हैं, उनके यहाँ भी ये challenge है. There is no college जहाँ से मैं ढूंढने जाऊँ कि स्टेनलेस स्टील फैब्रिकेशन की डिग्री लिया हुआ कोई है क्या? ITI में स्टेनलेस स्टील का डाई मेकिंग, प्रेसिंग का, पॉलिशिंग का कोई कोर्स पढ़ के आया है क्या? अभी इस इंडस्ट्री के अंदर मैंने अपने भतीजे को लगा लिया, मेरे भाई को मैंने ट्रेन कर दिया. सो दिस इज़ हाउ द थिंग्स आर हैपनिंग. पड़ोसी को लगा लिया. सो टू फ्लरिश दिस इंडस्ट्री, टू मीट द डिमांड ऑफ द कंट्री, नॉर्मली हम इन चीज़ों पे कम बात करते हैं. आई स्ट्रांगली बिलीव दैट अवेयरनेस एंड स्किल फोकस इज रिक्वायर्ड. सो दीज टू पिलर्स, मिस्टर बनर्जी, sort of my mentor, Indian Iron and Steel Skill Sector Council CEO, my friend Shalini, Capital Goods Skill Sector Council. ये सरकारी तंत्र के अंदर कभी कभी मैं भी लॉस्ट हो जाता हूँ. MSDE, NSDC, गुड सेक्टर नहीं समझ में आती कई बारी चीज़ें. तो मेरी आपसे रिक्वेस्ट रहेगी थोड़ी सिंपल भाषा में बताएंगे बिकॉज आप लोगों का रोल बहुत बढ़ने वाला है. So my first question to both of you would be, can you just explain what exactly is the role of this council? Because you are addressing two distinct requirements of my side of the business. So over to Mr. Banerjee, please tell us what exactly you do.
I think skilling का जो main benefit है, शर्मा जी ने बहुत अच्छा बताया कि to improve the ecosystem, business ecosystem. And stainless steel में ये बहुत it is very very pertinent for stainless steel area because as he has explained, almost 95% of the total market is predominated by MSME sector and another 5 to 10% by the major player. Of course, you know the expansion का बात जब होता है तो दोनों के लिए ही बहुत ये बात critical है that how to meet that the demand that has been projected about 20 million from the current state of between 4 to 4.5 million. It's a very long journey, it's a very big journey and lot of investment will come. But if your workforce is not properly skilled, then you will be losing out in the competition. And this has been proved many times that whatever the organization you are leading to is not equipped with competent manpower, naturally then you will be left behind. You will be a laggard in the business journey. So skilling ka, this is the crucial important. And how it is being done? Now skilling in our country was a very very old method of upgrading the skill. It started in 1961 with the Apprenticeship Act. The government felt that each industry will have some intern or apprentices. They will be given a longer duration of about 1.5 years. They will be practicing in the industry. On the job training bhi hoga, and so that it will be fulfilling the skilling gap. But that was minuscule, compared to the whole population that India is having. So way back in 2010 only, when the skill ecosystem got a standardized procedure method, which myself and Shalini, both of us, is a part of that, because they thought that each sector, about 38 sectors were there, and each sector has got different ecosystem of skilling development, and therefore this Sector Skill Council was formed and I am very happy to say that Mr. Sharma from Jindal Stainless is a member in our board. What this board constitutes of is the composition of primarily the large industries as well as the small scale industry, and they are represented by various associations. Like in our case, sponge iron, DRI route is one of the major method of production of steel, then induction furnace. So all their associations are our members. Ferroalloys, foundries, fabricators, their association is our member, and they advise us that this is the how skill ecosystem have to be developed. So what we do just in 1 minute, that we are developing the job roles in each area of the occupation mapping in the steel plant, starting from raw material handling, processing, hot rolling, cold rolling, quality, maintenance, operation maintenance, electrical maintenance, mechanical maintenance, then quality, then dispatch, then warehousing. So all these areas, the skill pattern is different. So we have developed the skilling, the job roles, so-called job role, we call them as QP, qualification packages, and according to that, these job roles we prepare, we develop through experts in the industry only, discuss with them what they want, wherever maximum skill gap they are feeling, like electrician, fitter, welder. These are the basic job roles of any steel plant. So these are the job roles that have been developed and they approved by NCVET, National Council of Vocational Education, and then we conduct the training through our affiliated training partners. We do the assessment and certification. This is how the whole ecosystem have developed, and we try to do for stainless steel also, and I will come to that, what we have done specifically for stainless steel.
Your focus will be more on the producer side, so that the skilled manpower is available. And when you explain about stainless steel, I would request you, if you can also advise, after she speaks, in the next one, you also advise how these QPs or roles can get into the academia at the appropriate level, whether ITIs or polytechnics or wherever, closer to the consumption centers or closer to the production centers, so that the demand gets met with the pre-qualified students.
How the skilling helps the industries to have the right manpower at the right time. So looking at the infrastructure development that's happening across India and globally, I think one of the critical factor which is important is to have the right kind of skilled manpower. I mean, just few days back, there were industries, there was an article which says that, there are so many capital goods, infrastructure going on, stainless steel in railways. Now, where do we find the workers to do that? We need fabricators, we need welders, we need various, workers, skilled workers who can actually work on this. So that's where the Capital Goods Sector Skill Council, or for that matter, Iron and Steel Sector Skill Council comes into. So we have been formed for the industry and by the industry. And why do I say this? Because the traits that we identified is based on the industry feedback. So let's say if there are cluster of industries. I'll just give you an example. There was a requirement for the stainless steel cutlery division and the kitchenware items. So we had gone to the Kundli cluster, where we realized that there is a huge demand of the skilled people who could do the fabricators and all those things. So what we did, we interacted with various industries with the help of Jindal Stainless support, and we found that there are a lot of MSME industries who are looking for skilled workforce. So what we do is that based on the industry feedback, we created a course which is operators, stainless steel, cutlery and kitchenware, and we had incorporated all required skills that is required to make the right product, whether it's cutting tools knowledge, whether it's welding processes, machine safety, rolling and all those things. So that's where our role comes in. So when I say we do develop the industry need based courses, we also do upskilling and reskilling of the existing workforce. So there's a very good, I would say, initiative which has been taken by the Jindal Stainless, where the downstream fabricators who have their small shops in various cities and districts, and they are doing a, welding a gate or a something, iron gate. Now they don't know how to do a bright stainless steel, welding on a stainless steel metal. So that's where we did the upskilling program for them. And how does it help? It helps because you get a better product. Any skilled worker who do a better welding will definitely a product will be much better. And that's where the skilling is very important for any MSME to, scale up as far as their business is concerned. We also do assessment and certification. When I say assessment and certification is that every worker or any candidate who gets trained through our council or through Sector Skill Council, they are put into the rigorous third-party assessment, and a government certification is given, so that MSME workers who are there, they are all certified. So once they go for any tendering process in railways or anywhere, they are assured that, larger organizations, that the workforce which is coming are all skilled and certified and they know their job. So that's where we come in. We do a lot of skill gap studies. We are also joint apprenticeship advisor to the Government of India. And how do we done this? These are the various, I will not take much of time. These are the various industries who sits on board. Now the one question which sir has asked, that how corporates and MSME, large organizations, can collaborate as far as skilling is concerned. One immediate thought that came to me is that, we were doing some work with the defense large corporates and the PSUs. So there's a thought process where, the best practices of the corporates in terms of manufacturing can, those large organizations can come forward, and there could be some kind of a consultation where MSME adopts the best practices, or they share the best practices in the manufacturing. And that's where MSME can grow, I think, in terms of the manufacturing thing. This is one, sir, answer to my thing. I think one of the steps has already been taken under the defense sector, where the large defense players like L&T, Rolls-Royce has come forward to collaborate with the PSUs and the DPSUs to incorporate the best of the practice. So this is where we come in. Going to the skill life cycle, as we said, there is a trade identification, we do upskilling, reskilling, then there is industrial training, and then obviously the employment opportunity is the final goal of any skilling that we do. This is something which I have already spoken. These are the right-hand side, if you see, these are the 10 subsectors that we cater to. It includes stainless steel, fabricators, the entire thing come into that. Strategic subsectors, now this is a recent subsector which has been given to us. It talks about defense equipment manufacturing, ship repair, firefighting, and homeland security. So you talk about these, especially this defense sector and ship repair building, we all need fabricators, they all need welders. Now it depends upon which level do we do. So we also do the level identification of welders, whether you required a welder who can do a basic welding or maybe an advanced welding also. So we also customize the course based on the need of the industry, and the solutions can be provided there. This is just to run as to how quickly we can design the courses based on the need of the industry. So when we got this strategic manufacturing, shipbuilding, we immediately got in touch with various industries, understand their needs, and we have developed those 14 trades through which skilling can happen and the industry can get the skilled manpower. This is a little snapshot of what we have been done. We have closed around 2 lakh trained candidates in various job roles. These are the training partners we have across India. I think this I can take it later because it talks about Industry 4.0, which is the main topic over here. I think we have done some study in last 3 years with various industries who have adopted Industry 4.0, and we came out with these 23 various trades where the skilling is required, which is very important nowadays. These are few events that we did. I'll skip that. There is a dedicated placement portal where MSME and other industries can register themselves as an employer. There is no financials to it. there's a lot of database that Sir has asked Mr. Vinay, how the academies, play a role in this. I think we are in touch with a lot of ITIs, a lot of training partners that we have where we do a skill training. So there is an aggregation that we do of all these skills certified candidates and put it on a portal. Now any employer who wants to find a welder in any of the city with all these qualifications can visit this website and get the right candidate. One way is to get through contractors, and the other way is that you can seek such kind of aggregator labs where you can pick up the right people from there. So these are the few job roles, starting from welding to calibration to operator to production engineer. And if you look at the right hand side, there are various levels. Now these levels are again defined by the number of years of experience the person comes for, and whether he is an 8th pass, 10th pass, or an ITI and a 12th. So we mobilize such people through our training partners, get them trained, get them certified. We also seek help from the industries to provide them the on-the-job training. So once they finish the course, now with the new education policy, I think there's a lot of opportunities that is open for industries as well as for the students to enroll into OJT, where they get some credit system. So industry can have students who can understand through case studies, they can do job as an apprentice, as an OJT, and once they qualify from any ITI or any of the academic institution, whether it's a degree college or a diploma, he's already trained, he's already got exposed to the industry as to how to work on the first day of when he joins in. So these are the initiatives that council has taken, whether it is respect to the academia or to the upskilling of the existing workforce.
My learning out of this presentation specific to stainless steel, I think people would like to know more. Two examples, one has been done, another is under WIP. हम लोग सभी आजकल बड़े शौक से स्टेनलेस स्टील के गेट, ग्रिल, रेलिंग्स बनवाते हैं, और हमने 20,000 इंडिपेंडेंट MSME फैब्रिकेटर्स डाउनस्ट्रीम को ट्रेनिंग अभी तक दी है. अब उस एक फैब्रिकेटर को, ये फैब्रिकेटर भी ऐसे ही होते हैं कि हर शहर के अंदर एक पर्टिकुलर लाइन होगी जहाँ पे 10, 15, 20 होंगे. तो जिस फैब्रिकेटर को ये ट्रेनिंग मिलती है, 3 दिन की ट्रेनिंग होती है, उसको एक सर्टिफिकेट मिलता है जिसके ऊपर भारत सरकार की 3 मुंह वाले शेर की मोहर होती है. सो यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड दैट कि व्हाट प्राइड एंड द रिस्पेक्ट ही वुड बी गेटिंग इन द सोसाइटी, एंड इट इज़ फॉलोड बाय द क्वार्टरली फीडबैक सिस्टम. पहले कितने बनाते थे, उसमें से स्टेनलेस स्टील के कितने होते थे, अब कितने बनाते हो, उसमें स्टेनलेस स्टील के कितने होते हैं, स्टेनलेस स्टील का क्या क्या बनाते हो, एंड बिलीव इन मी it is very encouraging. So this initiative is cutting across everywhere in the country, and this is one that minimum program which can help in creating more space for others. Second point she referred, QP related with the downstream, the largest single application which is a household, and lots of MSMEs are there. We did a study in Kundli. What we saw was that out of there are about 11 job roles, die making, pressing, polishing, welding, which take care of 80% of the technical requirement of the household industry. अब आप इमेजिन कीजिए कि अगर इसका कोर्स बन जाए, भयंदर के पास के ITI के अंदर वो इंडक्ट हो जाए, बच्चे पहले से ही बर्तन बनाने की कला को सीख के आएंगे तो कितना ईजी हो जाएगा. So that is the second step, and we are taking the help of the industry veterans to vet that technical document. So it is WIP. So that will add another feather in developing the ecosystem. Thank you, Shalini ji, for that. Now, Banerjee Saab, you are also doing similar thing for the primary producers who are actually competitor of Jindal Stainless. So why don't you tell us what you are doing and what is the way forward?
Thank you, Shalini. She has presented what actually the whole, skill ecosystem that is being developed by the councils. Different councils are working in different sectors. As I told, there are 38 councils working in different sectors. Now, to make, stainless steel as a major focus area in the growth process of India, and India is now the fastest growing economy. So naturally, although there will be a consideration for price, but then if the quality is superior, if the durability of the material is much more compared to the ordinary steel, I think price comparison will not be the sole criteria in preferring a particular material. And there, stainless steel has a major role to play in the coming years. So what we have done so far as the new job roles are concerned, there are 2 or 4 job roles that we have very recently developed, which are suitable for the production of stainless steel and application area. I am coming to the first one. The production is stainless steel making. It is a very simple QP, not a very much technical detail, but basically it converges on AOD process, the argon, oxygen and decarbonization. Then basically on decarbonization, what can be done in the stainless steel making. And the third one is the statistical process control, which is the major area which is now the Industry 4.0 is approaching. And another area which we have developed is the metal fabrication. Why metal fabrication has become too relevant for stainless steel? Because as you know, stainless steel has now penetrated in big construction, big fabrication area. For instance, in bridge fabrication, there are 2-3 bridges have already come out with stainless steel. Stainless steel has made inroads in coaches, wagons by the railways. Stainless steel in the ABC category, the architecture, building and construction, is making huge progress so that their sole reliance on the utensil sector is reduced and focus on industry is increased. And that is why this metal fabrication QP that we have developed, it is basically on basically it focuses on the welding of joints. The joints can be done through arc welding, through GTAW, tungsten inert gas welding, or MIG welding, metal inert gas welding. So these welding processes are very much described in that. And another area that we can focus is the safety area. In stainless steel working, there are a lot of safety and health hazard issues have come up. And our specific job role on safety supervisor and safety sathi. Safety sathi is safety assistant who are working at the lowest level in the plant area. And these 2 job roles have recently been approved. I am sure it will have a good applicability in all stainless steel production units of whether it is large units, whether it is small units. So with this job role and with the very standard process of skilling, as Shalini has explained, that it is a government recognized certificate that we are giving, so that in reskilling and upskilling, which is we call it RPL, recognition of prior learning, the fellow will get, this is the first time government has recognized their 25 years or 30 years of service in the steel plant. I mean, this is a huge implication for upgrading the morale of the people who are actually working in the steel plant, in the stainless steel area. That government has come forward to recognize their talent and experience. And this certificate, you can move over to any unit, and this is a government recognized certificate, which we give after the assessment process is over. Another new area in the training, very short area, but huge implication, is that when you impart training, after that what happens? Normally the RPL training ke baad, ye candidates go back to their own work area, and we continue to, sort of follow up with the units that have you observed any, basic improvement in his working? Has the productivity gone up? Has that fellow's morale has gone up? So these are the areas, and then industry also cannot, supervise all these things minutely. So what we are doing as a part of impact analysis, that as soon as the training is over and before the assessment takes place, we are taking interviews of that particular candidate and asking him to describe the specific areas of skill gap that he has been able to fulfill with the training program. And this we are compiling the video and sending it to the units under which he is getting training. So the unit will get a good idea of the actual feedback that the fellow is giving, and he is also, some of the candidates are so open that they have come out that these are the areas I was expecting a training but it has not been done. So this is a big lesson for all of us. So with this scenario, I think stainless steel is an area which maximum focus will be given so far as they get a skilled manpower in their working level.
Thank you, Mr. Banerjee. I think that the QP on the stainless steel manufacturing process, like सुबह भी कहा जा रहा था कि हमें लगता है कि हम सब कुछ जानते हैं, जो सत्य नहीं है. सो हमें स्टेनलेस स्टील बनाना भी आता है, पर कितना अच्छा बनाना आता है वो भी क्वेश्चन मार्क है, वो हम मार्केट में देखते भी हैं. सो दिस QP कैन रियली हेल्प इन एटलीस्ट MSME सेक्टर. हाउ डू दे स्टैंडर्डाइज देयर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग प्रोसेस सो दैट दे आर एबल टू प्रोड्यूस द गुड क्वालिटी. सेकंड, आपने एक मेटल फैब्रिकेशन की बात की. आई थिंक आप हैवी मेटल फैब्रिकेशन की बात कर रहे हैं. जो हमारे पुराने दोस्त हैं वो देख रहे होंगे कि हमारा स्टॉल के अंदर डिस्प्ले का तरीका ही बदल गया है. पहले हम कुछ और दिखाया करते थे, आजकल हम ब्रिज दिखाते हैं, बिकॉज हमें भी लगता है कि फ्रॉम द सस्टेनेबिलिटी पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू दिस इज समथिंग विच इज़ द फ्यूचर. सो दिस वी हैड ए लॉट ऑफ स्ट्रगल इन गेटिंग द फैब्रिकेटर्स ट्रेन फॉर हैवी फैब्रिकेशन. गेट बनाने वाले लोग और गटर बनाने वाले लोग अलग होते हैं, उनके लिए अलग ट्रेनिंग चाहिए. सो दैट विल रियली हेल्प. बनर्जी साहब, हमने एक स्टडी की थी कि 1 मिलियन टन का स्टेनलेस स्टील का प्लांट लगाएं तो उसके अंदर 40% स्किल होते हैं, और उस 40% के अंदर करीब करीब 184 यूनिक जॉब रोल्स हैं. बट वेरी इंटरेस्टिंगली द काउंट ऑफ 12 टेक्स केयर ऑफ 80% ऑफ द थिंग. सो इफ वी कैन हैव ए लिटिल फोकस एंड विच हैज़ गॉट स्पेसिफिक ऑल्सो एंड जनरिक ऑल्सो. जनरिक मतलब क्रेन ऑपरेटर वगैरह हो गया, स्पेसिफिक हो गया अनिलिंग प्रोसेस वाला हो गया, स्टेनलेस स्टील रोलिंग वाला हो गया. इफ वी आर एबल टू फोकस कपल ऑफ दिस, so that will give a very very strong push, and then we can get them introduced in the colleges. So skilling, the only challenge would be MSME को अपनी एसोसिएशन के थ्रू थोड़ा बढ़ के आके हैंड होल्डिंग करनी पड़ेगी. सरकार की भी स्कीम जो होती हैं वो अपने आप घर तक नहीं पहुंचती हैं. सो थ्रू दिस फोरम ऑफ कोर्स वी आर द कंड्यूट, वी आर गेटिंग द सपोर्ट ऑल्सो, बट to trigger it sort of like a nuclear fission, much more hand holding is required, then the impact will be humongous. Skill के बाद एक point है creating the awareness. मैंने भी मेटलर्जी पढ़ी थी, वही लक्तिन भी पढ़ी थी, लेकिन स्टेनलेस स्टील का मुझे किसी ने नहीं बताया था. शायद मेरे दिमाग में रहता स्टेनलेस स्टील अगर एक चैप्टर होता स्टेनलेस स्टील के ऊपर. What we have taken an initiative in 75 polytechnics of Odisha and Jajpur. Stainless steel mandatory course has been introduced now in this year. But this sort of courses have to be introduced in those ITIs which are closer to the manufacturers of MSME. There also there is a requirement of hand holding. So this is giving good results. Now this polytechnic initiative has to be taken to ITIs, whether it is the producer side or it is the downstream side. So creating the awareness through introducing the courses. One such initiative related to skill we have recently done, having a MOU with CII to fight the war against corrosion. Suri Saab यहाँ बैठे हैं, he is the co-chair of that initiative, and in that a dedicated task force has been made to develop the skill to find the right solutions against the corrosion. So that will also, and it is aligned with the PM's mission on fight against corrosion with the blessings of Steel Ministry and the Niti Aayog. So that will also create a big impact, whether awareness creation or in general how to handle it in a better way. For the household segment, food is the very very critical. A MOU has been done with NIFTEM, National Institute of Food Technology and Entrepreneurship Management at Kundli. In fact, on 22nd, आपको पता होगा कि प्रधानमंत्री जी के लिए मिलेट जो है एक बहुत ही प्यारा सब्जेक्ट है. So there is a conference which is going to happen purely on the millet, and it is not the millet. It is the total processing of the grain, right from the manufacturing to packaging to distribution, and all of us understand the role of stainless steel, specifically from the health and safety point of view. So that is going to create another opportunity. So NIFTEM is another example to create that space for the industry to have better share. And of course, you people are aware that we have invested in 4 vans with different themes. एक का थीम है रोजाना एवरीडे, एक का है घरोंदा हाउस होल्ड गुड्स, एक का है उद्योग इंडस्ट्रियल, एक है आधार इंफ्रा, विच आर मूविंग टेक्निकल इंस्टीट्यूट्स moving around the country, and they are being used for training the fabricators. They go to the clusters including the railways and all. So I feel that such initiatives will also have important role, but again it cannot be done alone by a corporate, that to one corporate. Hand holding is required, where the MSME association will play a very important role. Balaria साहब बैठे हैं, he is helping us in vetting that technical QP which is going to be useful for the largest single segment household. So once it is finalized, we will try to introduce it in areas where the production centers are there, like Jagadri, Kundali, Bhayandar, wherever, Chennai, wherever you suggest, Jodhpur and all. So I personally feel that things are moving in the skill development, which is very critical, but a lot more has to be done there. Perhaps MSMEs and corporate together can create that push and buzz. Now coming to the another aspect, IR 4.0, हमें शालिनी जी थोड़ा सा confusion रहता है. हम digitalization, digital transformation, हम बड़ा casually इन चीज़ों को यूज़ करते हैं, पर ये है क्या और कैसे MSME? I cannot give a suggestion to MSME कीजिए आप SAP लगवा लीजिए. They need something quick fix, something simpler things. I cannot tell a MSME कि आप जर्मनी की automated cold rolling mill ले लीजिए. But there has to be some upgradation of the technology required in their existing setup. So, are there any such courses where MSME people, some limited small duration, which can contribute and go back to their factories and do some changes to improvise upon the operational efficiencies? Can you just share with us?
Sure. Thank you, Vijay ji. एक point जो मैं थोड़ा अभी विजय जी ने बोला regarding this MSME initiative and skilled manpower, मैं इंडस्ट्री से और MSME सेक्टर से रिक्वेस्ट करूँगी कि एक तो जो ITIs और एकेडमिक इंस्टीट्यूशंस हैं वहाँ पे हम स्टेनलेस स्टील जो कोर्सेज़ बना रहे हैं उनको हम प्रमोट कर रहे हैं, बच्चे ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा उसमें इनरोल करें क्योंकि जॉब वहाँ पे ज़्यादा है. दूसरा है कि जैसे कहा कि भाई प्रोडक्शन सेंटर जहाँ पे है वहीं के आसपास अगर हम ट्रेनिंग करते हैं तो जो सक्सेस है वो ज़्यादा होती है. तो एक हम लोग प्रपोज़ल है कि अगर MSME में क्लस्टर्स हैं वो साथ जुड़ के अगर एक सेंटर खोला जाए जहाँ पे ये कोर्सेज़ रन करें. एज अ सेक्टर हम आपको सपोर्ट करेंगे इन टर्म्स ऑफ अगर सरकार ट्रेनिंग फ़ीस जो होती है वो रिम्बर्स करती है, बट इंडस्ट्री का साथ चाहिए इन टर्म्स ऑफ देयर टेक्निकल एक्सपर्टाइज, व्हाट इज़ देयर नीड, एंड establishing a small training center within the production center where these first the existing workforce can be trained and fresh talent can be brought in there from the nearby local areas. तो वहाँ पे वो ट्रेन होके वहीं पे उनको जॉब मिल जाए. सो मैं यहाँ पे जितनी भी MSME और जो इंडस्ट्रीज़ बैठी हैं उनके ऊपर वही विचार करें. हम लोग सपोर्ट करने के लिए तैयार हैं. सरकार की तरफ से सपोर्ट फाइनेंशियल एज वेल एज अदर सपोर्ट के लिए हम तैयार हैं. नाउ अब हम इंडस्ट्री 4.0 की बात करते हैं. आई थिंक इट्स MSME सेक्टर का एक है कि ये तो एक जागरण है. यस, जागरण है, बट अगर आप इसके बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट्स में जाएंगे इट इज़ अ मशीन टू मशीन टॉकिंग. और आज की डेट में जिस तरह से मैन्युफैक्चरिंग चेंज हो रहा है, इट इज़ नॉट ओनली रिलेटेड टू ऑटोमेशन, इट इज़ मोर टू डू विद डेटा इंटरप्रिटेशन, रियल टाइम डेटा एनालिटिक्स, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस, मशीन लर्निंग एंड सो ऑन सो फोर्थ. सो उसको नज़रअंदाज देखते हुए हमने देखा बहुत सी इंडस्ट्रीज़. वाई डू वी नीड इंडस्ट्री 4.0? आई थिंक एवरीबडी नोज इट. Operational cost and efficiencies. These are the areas which the study has shown that industries are able to reduce at least 30% of their cost, and 40% of the efficiency of the product has been increased. And a lot of industries, large industries are coming, already adopted this technology. हम लोगों ने इंडस्ट्री 4.0 का एक स्किल गैप स्टडी किया है. जिसके अंदर हमने करीबन 500 स्मॉल मीडियम इंटरप्राइजेज़ को हमने ऑल ओवर जितने भी क्लस्टर्स हैं वहाँ पे जाके एक क्वेश्चनर के थ्रू उनसे सवाल पूछा, नॉट ओनली विद रिस्पेक्ट टू द एग्जिस्टिंग मैन पावर बट ऑल्सो आपका इम्प्लीमेंटेशन किस तरह से है और आपको किस तरह का स्किल्ड मैन पावर चाहिए। तो जो एक इंटरेस्टिंग चीज़ निकल के आई वो ये थी कि सबसे ज़्यादा इम्पॉर्टेंट है कि अगर हम इंडस्ट्री 4.0 अडॉप्ट भी करते हैं, डेटा पढ़ने वाले नहीं हैं, जो रियल टाइम डेटा है उसको हार्नेस करने के लिए और एनालिटिक्स के लिए। दूसरा जो आपका तो उसके लिए हमने जो है पूरा एक जॉब रोल्स बनाए हैं। अभी मैंने अगर आपको प्रेजेंटेशन देखी हो तो हमने करीबन 40 ट्रेड्स आइडेंटिफाई करे जिसमें इंडस्ट्रीज़ को लोग चाहिए। सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज क्या है, जब बीटेक बच्चा बाहर आता है और उसकी अपनी नॉलेज तो एक वो लिमिटेड है ही, उसके अलावा जब वो वहाँ इंडस्ट्री में जाता है उसको कुछ समझ नहीं आता है। तो हमारा ये एक इनिशिएटिव है जहाँ पे बीटेक बच्चे जो हैं और जो डिप्लोमा कॉलेजेस के बच्चे हैं उनको हम पहले से ही एक्सपोजर दें इंडस्ट्री 4.0 के लिए। और वो कैसे दे रहे हैं, हम इंडस्ट्री से बात करके उनको लाइव प्रोजेक्ट्स और केस स्टडीज़ जो उनकी प्रॉब्लम्स हैं उस तरह के प्रोजेक्ट्स को हम, बिकॉज अब न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी हो गया है तो और इजी हो गया है क्योंकि बच्चा वो प्रोजेक्ट और केस स्टडीज़ ले सकता है। अभी कल ही हमारी अभी एक मीटिंग हुई थी महाराष्ट्र स्टेट स्किल यूनिवर्सिटी से, वहाँ की वाइस चांसलर मैडम ने कहा कि आप कुछ इस तरह के करें, हम करना चाहते हैं जिसमें बच्चों को हम केस स्टडीज़ और प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग इंडस्ट्री से लेके आके एकेडमिक में ही सिखाएं ताकि बच्चा जो है आगे बढ़े। सो उसको मद्देनज़र रखते हुए हमने अभी 23 जॉब रोल्स हमारे अभी नेक्स्ट 1 मंथ में रेडी हो जाएंगे। कोई भी बच्चा उस कोर्स को नेशनली अवेलेबल है और उस कोर्स को वो चला सकते हैं। इवन जो एग्जिस्टिंग वर्कफोर्स है, जो कंपनीज़ हैं, MSME हैं, वो अपने हमारे को कांटेक्ट करके उन कोर्सेज़ को हम उनको सपोर्ट कर सकते हैं। वो RPL और अपस्किलिंग के प्रोग्राम में कस्टमाइज प्रोग्राम्स भी हम बना रहे हैं जिसके अंदर प्रिडिक्टिव मेंटेनेंस में अगर चाहिए आपको, डेटा एनालिटिक्स चाहिए, ऑटोमेशन चाहिए, डिजिटल ट्विन है, दीज आर द वेरियस एरियाज वेयर वी हैव ऑलरेडी डेवलप्ड द कोर्सेज। ओनली थिंग वी रिक्वायर सपोर्ट फ्रॉम द इंडस्ट्रीज विद रिस्पेक्ट टू द बेस्ट टेक्नोलॉजी, बेस्ट ट्रेनर्स हु कैन ट्रेन दिस, बिकॉज उसके लिए ट्रेनर भी एक बहुत बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट है जो एक्चुअल इंडस्ट्री का हो और जो इस इंडस्ट्री 4.0 के बारे में जानता हो। दूसरा, एकेडमिक इंस्टीट्यूशंस ने एक प्रोटोटाइप ट्रेनिंग एड भी बनाया है। अगर आप देखेंगे IIT और जो मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ हेवी इंडस्ट्रीज़ के 4 समर्थ उद्योग सेंटर्स हैं, उन्होंने एक प्रोटोटाइप एजुकेशन टूल किट भी बनाया है इंडस्ट्री 4.0 में, जहाँ पे वो किट ले जाके ट्रेनिंग इंस्टीट्यूट में आप इंडस्ट्री 4.0 के बारे में बच्चा सीख सकता है। उसके लिए फैक्ट्री में जाके पूरा जो एक सिस्टम है उस वहाँ जाने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, बट बेसिक फंडामेंटल्स वो उस किट से भी सीख सकता है। सो ये सब है सर हमारी तरफ से इनिशिएटिव्स। एंड सर कुछ बोलना चाहिए?
On these 2 points, it is very, very critical. One is the Industry 4.0 and awareness. Now, mera personal experience, I do not know, Shalini may not agree with me. My personal experience is steel industry, major part of it, still consider themselves as very traditional.
Yes.
They do not want to, imbibe the so-called Industry 4.0, the artificial intelligence related anything. But when we discussed with them that lot of data is being generated when you start the steel production in your unit, whether it is carbon steel or stainless steel, lot of data at each area is being generated. Are you capturing that? There is no method of capturing that data. And the Ministry of Steel is, I think SME sector representatives are here. They are very much, aggrieved that no data is available particularly from the MSME sector, a little bit from the large players also, some data gap is there. So this data scientist or data analyst is a very, very apt, job role for them. And this can be developed, this will be instantly, accepted by them. Another area which we are doing it, and it is almost finalized, is the Industrial Internet of Things, IoT, which is capturing data that is being generated from raw material to the finishing stage. Now coming to awareness, I am giving you my personal experience that, one joint secretary of Ministry of Education told me that school education में industry don't, critical industry, particularly steel, capital goods, इनका कोई place नहीं है because they do not want to learn that.
Yes.
And whereas the national education policy has very clearly stated that all focus should be on STEM, science, technology, engineering and mathematics. So this is the kind of gap between what the ministry is thinking and what the government is, propagating to promote the, awareness on critical industries like steel and capital goods. So I suggest that here Shalini's point is very, very crucial, that industry must come forward to promote this awareness program, that whether, steel is required to be, and steel related, knowledge can be imparted. Wherever you are going to the courses, I am told that in engineering courses in BTech or MTech, it is only 1 semester on steel, whereas on concrete, there are 2 semesters. So that is the big gap. Now that steel is getting, and particularly stainless steel, so many innovations are being done, but the engineering students are not at all aware of this. As a result, there is a big technical gap, technical knowledge gap, and this knowledge gap is different from skill gap. So first also we'll have to concentrate on how to meet the knowledge gap, and then which requires, change in the curriculum, talking to AICTE, talking to UGC to change the engineering courses. That is a must. I think Mr. Suri is a veteran engineer. He must agree with me that in his days also there was very little emphasis on, steel as a product. So I think days have come in the awareness program. If we want to do separately, seriously, the course curriculum aspect also must be taught. And I agree with Shalini that whatever the universities, they are running the courses. We are also running the courses on mechanical maintenance. I think there is a lot of interest among the ITI students, yes, polytechnic students, to learn these courses on steel. However, there is not much of emphasis from the university side to run these courses across all the sections. So that is also another area where a lot of awareness need to be created. So these two.
Thank you. I think I personally feel that though steel or stainless steel has been using the traditional way of thinking or manufacturing, things are changing. We got sensitized, so perhaps we are the leading leaders among this, and MSME also is sensitized. But however, somewhere शायद busy ज़्यादा रहते हैं, शायद परेशानियों से कम निकल पा रहे हैं. There I think the role of influencers, बलारिया जी आप, चौधरी साहब आपकी मैगजीन को हम इतने शौक से पढ़ते हैं, पूरी इंडस्ट्री देखती है, स्टील मार्केट इन्फो, आपको कुछ सेंसिटाइजेशन वाले कवरेजेस करने चाहिए, सो दैट जो गैप है एमएसएमई का और इस साइड में जो स्किल देने के लिए लोग बैठे हैं वो थोड़ा सा ब्रिज हो जाए. मैं एक एग्जांपल देना चाहूँगा, मेरे लिए बहुत बड़ी लर्निंग थी. मुझे 2 मिनट में करता हूँ, आई नो. मेरे को और राहुल मलोदिया जी को, फिर आपको भी एक होमवर्क देने वाला हूँ मैं. मेरे को राहुल मलोदिया जी को BHU में समहाउ एक ही जगह पे कुछ बोलने का मौका मिला, एंड द डिपार्टमेंट वाज एनर्जी इकोनॉमिक्स. तो मैं तो वहाँ पे पढ़ाने गया था हाउ टू सर्वाइव इन कॉर्पोरेट जंगल, और उनको समझ नहीं आया कि मैं वहाँ से क्या सीख के आया. व्हाट आई रियलाइज दैट द ग्रीन वर्ड विच इज़ बीइंग यूज्ड, एंड माय चीफ सस्टेनेबल ऑफिसर टॉकिंग टू मी हु वाज हियर यस्टरडे, कि मुझे आदमी नहीं मिल रहे, मुझे बच्चे नहीं मिल रहे जिनको कुछ पता हो. और वहाँ मैं क्या देख रहा हूँ, वो बच्चे वही पढ़ रहे हैं जो मेरे CSO को चाहिए, लेकिन ये देखिए गैप कितना है, फ़र्क कितना था. उनको CO2 पता था, लेकिन उनको ये नहीं पता था कि यूरोप के अंदर CBAM हो रहा है, सो अब हम उसको आगे बढ़ा रहे हैं. आगे क्या बढ़ा रहे हैं, दे आर ओपन टू चेंज देयर करिकुलम. सबसे पहले हम उनके अप्रेंटिस ले रहे हैं, उससे पता लगेगा कि ये जो पढ़ रहे हैं उसके अंदर क्या मॉडिफिकेशन की जाए ताकि उनका कोर्स किया जाए. अगर इस तरीके का एनर्जी इकोनॉमिक्स विच इज़ गोइंग टू प्ले वेरी वेरी वाइटल रोल कंसिडरिंग द ग्रीन पुश, ये तो सभी के लिए अवेलेबल होंगे. सो हियर आई कम टू यू राहुल जी, यू बीइंग ए इन्फ्लुएंसर इन द बिजनेस एनवायरनमेंट, आप भी कुछ ऐसा कीजिए कि MSMEs के अंदर, उनके एसोसिएशंस के अंदर, डिस्पाइट ऑफ दे बीइंग सो बिजी इन द ऑपरेशंस, एक मोमो बनाने वाला भी MSME होता है, हम समझ सकते हैं कि दुकान छोड़ के कहाँ जाएगा, लेकिन सेंसिटाइजेशन की तो आवश्यकता है. I strongly believe that challenges are there. opportunities are much more and solutions are also there. So again, I appeal to MSMEs, let's do hand holding together, create the space and be better off. Thank you very much.